Hello, McFatter Technical High School students and parents. It is Thursday, January 28th, and we are here once again with you to bring you updates for this week from our campus. I am Jeanette Johnson, your director and principal here at McFatter Technical College and Technical High School. With me, as always, two of the people who keep the wheels running on this bus round and round, our assistant principal in charge of the high school, Mr. Daryl Harris.
Hello, everyone.
And our magnet coordinator, Miss Lily DeCastro.
Hi.
So we hope everyone's doing well this week. We have just a couple of updates for you, some exciting information to share in terms of some of our extracurriculars our students are involved in, and some reminders to all of our students and their parents. So let's start first with some reminders. We've got some dates for you in terms of report cards and interims and students focusing on what they need to be focused on to make sure those interims are as good as they can be. So for that, I turn it over to Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. The first thing are report cards for the last quarter. They will be issued on February the 3rd. So report cards are available, and students should be able to see those report cards posted in Canvas. Also, interims. That's coming up soon, so we're right in the middle of this quarter, and the interims reports will come out on February the 9th. So, being that we're about halfway there, it's very important that take the time, parents, students, check your grade books, whether it's in Canvas or either in Focus. Make sure that your grades are listed, that you're up to date, you understand where you are, and it's just a reflection of where you are at a particular point, at that particular point in time. But it gives you more than enough time, if you're not where you want to be, to make sure that you get where you want to be as far as improving those grades. And just definitely reach out to your teachers. And there is one additional thing that the district started this a little earlier in the school year, and it's ASKBria, and it's one of the district tutoring and assistant websites for all of our students. And these are actually certified live teachers that will help your child in any subject area that they need help in. So they can access BRIA on their single sign-on page and get access to, if it's math, English, whatever it may be. Take advantage of those resources, because the district has put a lot of focus and resources in to make sure that our students have what they need from a support standpoint. So please take advantage of that. Those are three of the key things that I wanted to mention initially.
Awesome, thank you. And I don't know if this is a question for Mr. Castro or Mr. Harris. As it relates to both the report cards and the interims, since they're not being handed out physically, how students and parents access those?
You actually go to Virtual Counselor. There's a pull down tab, and you will find them. Not sure what they call them at this time, but marking period grades historically has been where you find the report card grades. They probably have interim reports as the pull down for the other Virtual Counselor.
And then, Mr. Castro, you were leaning forward. I don't know if there was something else you were going to mention.
I was just going to reference Virtual Counselor for finding the actual grade.
We have, all three of us have just become three people, one mind. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we have become so in sync as a result of all this working in this unique environment. It's interesting. Speaking of schedules and grades and so forth, I just want to be sure that all of the families know that Mr. Castro and our counseling staff, they continue to be tweaking schedules where necessary, in some cases for our remote students, and will continue to do so with our face-to-face students, making sure that a couple things are in place. Number one, making sure students are in the right sections. We know we've had some students, especially in Spanish, that have needed to be moved around. And then just making sure, particularly for our on-campus students, that we've got them in classes and environments that maximize the learning experience for them. We know this is not an ideal experience either on campus or remotely for any students here in COVID times, but we keep trying to tweak things to make the experience better and better for students. So just know that that we continue to work on that, and it's all designed to make sure that students are getting the absolute best education we can possibly provide to them in the conditions that we find ourselves working in. Mr. Castro, I teased that we had some good information about some exciting things in terms of extracurriculars, which are happening both for students who work on campus and those students working remotely. So we have a lot of things that are exciting that Mr. Castro is going to go through, both some congratulations and some exciting things coming up. So I turn it over to you, Mr. Castro.
Thank you. You know, our students are doing great things, especially with their tech programs. We've had cybersecurity competitions, and now we've gotten to the stage in our year where we have students participating in Business Professionals of America, SkillsUSA, and HOSA. So Business Professionals of America tends to be more of our business programs specifically, and 33 of their students did participate in the regional competition. We're fingers crossed, steadily awaiting results. Historically, our students have done really well in that competition, going to states and nationals each year, and so we're waiting on those results. HOSA had their regional competition this past week, and 11 of our students did compete. Second time we've ever competed in the last 10 years, at least that I'm aware of. And of those students, we have, I'm counting, looking at it hot off the press, 2 first place students going to states, and we have 2 second place students and a 3rd place. So all 5 of those students, which is just almost half of them, will be going to compete at the state level with their peers across the state. So I'm excited for them, and they also have a national competition.
Very
and
cool.
Last week, we finalized the SkillsUSA competitors. So hopefully soon I will be able to report some great stuff there too. We are doing some new competitions this year. We have leadership and actual skills-based competitions. And I didn't specify that the HOSA is medical in particular.
And then SkillsUSA, explain for our families that aren't familiar with it, even what SkillsUSA is and which of our students it is who participate.
So SkillsUSA is also a national competition, and that one encompasses every program if they wish. If it's not specific to the curriculum, there's a leadership competition that ties to every student on campus in a technical program could participate if they desired. They do not all choose, like sometimes they do pick HOSA or BPA or both. They can do it. But we have students who participate in drafting, in marine, welding, medical, photography, digital media, printing, TV production. From east to west, we have SkillsUSA competitors. And the last time we got to go to nationals, we had top 3 winners for the whole nation. So,
which is fabulous. And so again, it is related to the tech programs. So these are 11th and 12th grade students who are participating in these competitions.
Generally that, but if a student is really interested in 9th or 10th, there are opportunities for them to join the club and to participate in leadership competitions as well.
So the 11th and 12th grade students would have an easy way of knowing how to participate because it's via their tech program. So it would be their tech teacher who could be communicating with them. For a 9th and 10th grade student who might be interested based on what you just said, since they're not in a tech program, what do they need to do in order to, who do they reach out to if they'd like to be considered or get involved?
Great question. Mr. Benoit, Billany Benoit is his name, or they can reach out to me. I help him with that. And the last few years we have had 9th and 10th graders. Because of our current environment, it was a little more challenging this year because we were not sure how it was going to be presented. You know, how do you fix a car on a computer? But we're working with what they're offering us, and this year all competitions are going to be remote online, except for a couple of hands-on ones in the medical. So we're excited. We can't wait to get more golds and silvers, and the experience in all of these. The experience is the biggest piece, no matter how you score, because it helps to understand on a professional level what the expectations are for each program. So thank you.
We're very excited.
And for BPA, they can get in touch with Mr. McLaughlin, Vincent McLaughlin, or Mrs. Amare for BPA, because those students have an opportunity as well if they're underclassmen to participate in competition as well.
Absolutely. Another thing that we have coming up is it's a district-wide recognition of an event that was tragic and terrible and changed all of us. And of course, that is the tragedy that happened at Marjory Stoneman Douglas. And every year since, the district has felt that it's really, really important to be able to recognize and honor those who were lost in ways that do justice to them. And so, like all schools, we will be participating in some events coming up. And for that, I turn it over to Mr. Harris.
Thank you. And for our students and parents who probably know, over the past 2 years, even last year, we had some amazing activities that our students did on campus, from tie-dye shirts that we donated to local cancer patients, to our parking lot where we had motivate all the bumper stops painted, with some positive inspirational messages on the bumper stops. But this year, we do have several activities that our students are coordinating again. So please take a look on the school website, and also where a lot of information will be updated. But during the week of February the 8th through the 14th, the class of 2022 is putting together an activity, the National Honor Society, and also the music club. So there will be some unique activities that they will be putting together to honor and to commemorate those that were affected or lost due to the incident that happened at Marjory Stoneman Douglas. So please take a look so we can continue to honor those that were affected by that incident.
I've been so proud of our students in prior years. It's really an opportunity to simultaneously honor and recognize the loss and the pain that so many people suffered, while also trying to channel that into doing good things. And our students have done, Mr. Castro, don't get choked up. You're going to make me start choking up too. It's really been an opportunity for people to channel their grief and their sadness into goodness in the world. And so I'm pleased that our students will have that opportunity again this year, as they have in the past.
Yes, thank you.
Let me turn it back around to something that will, I hope, make us all stop crying. Mr. Castro, I forgot to ask you, magnet application deadline must be coming up soon.
February 8th. February 8th. School choice is the place to go. browardschools.com/school choice. February 8th, we are at a random selection point, which means we have over 150 eligible applicants for 9th grade. And so it's definitely important for anyone who's considering McFatter, especially in 9th grade, 10th and 11th as well, to apply in this window before February 8th. So.
Because pretty much with our numbers, and we weren't sure what was going to happen this year because of the remote environment, but we have seen those numbers still, as you said, get us into random selection, random lottery timeframe, which means basically anyone who applies late, especially for the 9th grade where there's such high demand, probably will not even make it into the selection process because there would be so many people ahead of them in the line, so to speak.
Correct. Correct. So.
And then the last note I wanted to mention is that next week is National School Counselor Week, recognizing all of the service and work that all of our counselors and our BRACE advisor do, supporting the work that happens in the classroom, supporting students and their families directly on academics, on post-secondary planning, on social emotional well-being, whatever the case may be. Ms. DeCastro herself, although she currently functions as magnet coordinator, her background is as a guidance counselor and she leads that team. But it's a fabulous team. We've got Ms. Bluth, Ms. Fussell, we've got Ms. Olagbemi, we've got Ms. Jackson, we've got Ms. Lynn, and then the support staff in that office as well. But it's primarily an opportunity to recognize those counselors and the BRACE advisors. So we wanted to mention it. I don't know if they particularly will watch this video. If they do watch it, thank you. We love you. But for our parents and students, we wanted to make you aware of it because it would be a great week if you've had a connection with your counselor or your BRACE advisor. It'd be a great week to just drop them a line, or if you're here on campus, swing by and say hi and thank them for the work that they do, because they do a fabulous job helping our students get a complete, total positive educational experience. So we're very pleased and proud to have them. And I think that is all we had for this week, correct?
I believe so.
Correct.
All right, so with that, we will sign off. We wish you all a wonderful week. We will be back here next Thursday as usual. Have a great week. Remember, focus on your grades so those interims are good. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.